Hello my lovelies, Angie B. It's been a while since my last vlog, and when I was trying to brainstorm for an idea for my next vlog, I was kind of coming up empty. I could think of a lot of things that I kind of wanted to talk about, just a little bit, but I couldn't really think of anything that was like substantial, like an entire vlog's worth. So instead, I hit upon a new idea. I thought I would give you my top 5 in fandom. Now, this isn't necessarily top 5 in fandom for a week or for a month or whatever. It's just the top 5 things in fandom that I'm into right now. So, without further ado, Angie B's first top 5 in fandom vlog commences with number 1, Loki in Thor, aka Tom Hiddleston's amazing portrayal of Loki in the new Marvel movie Thor. I have always liked the character of Loki. Back when I was really into Norse mythology and I had like all of the gods and goddesses and all the craziness memorized, Loki was always one of my favorites. I've always been really drawn to trickster gods, and I just liked how Loki was ridiculous and goofy and silly and kind of devious and mischievous and could get away with just about anything. And other than the whole stuff with Baldur, he didn't really ever do anything that was incredibly malicious. So I've always liked Loki. Going into this movie, I was predisposed to like Loki, obviously. And even though one of the big draws of the movie for me was Chris Hemsworth's arms guh, I have to say that Tom Hiddleston just totally blew me out of the water. He was the best actor in the movie, in my opinion. His character was the most interesting because he was layered, he was flawed, he was sympathetic, like you totally understood where Loki was coming from. To be fair, Loki had a really good point that Thor would have made a shite king at that point in his life. I mean, he was not at all equipped to be a good king. And all the confusion with Loki's, you know, who's his real father? Is he a frost giant? Is he an Asgardian? You know, always being in his brother's shadow, always feeling like he's the, you know, the nerd amongst all the jocks and only the jocks are properly appreciated. I really liked Loki's character. And Tom Hiddleston is just so pretty. Like, the things he does with his face and his voice and his hands and his eyes and his everything, I'm totally in love. Absolutely in love. I may or may not have added a ton of stuff that Tom Hiddleston has done onto my Netflix queue because I can't get enough of him. And he's definitely more in keeping with what I find attractive. I mean, he's tall and he's thin and he's British and he's got the pale eyes and great cheekbones and So I'm really looking forward to more Loki in Avengers. Spoiler, I guess. Yeah, he's going to totally be back for Avengers, so I'm really excited for that. So that's my number 1. Number 2, Luther. The incredibly intense, like, make your face bleed, it's so good, BBC drama about a kind of a cop on the edge, Detective John Luther. He's willing to go to really crazy extremes in order to get the bad guys, and he's struggling to repair his relationship with his estranged wife, who's already shacked up with her lover, played by Paul McGann, aka the 8th Doctor. And then you've got Ruth Wilson as the incredibly sociopathic Alice Morgan, and if you have not watched this show yet, why are you not watching this show yet? It's only 6 episodes so far. Still got a bit of a ways until season 2. I really hope that it's soon. But it's so good. I mean, everything about the show, the writing, the acting, it's the first cop show to really give me chills and to really make me think. I mean, it's such an intelligent show. It's never just black and white. There's always grays. It makes you think. It makes you question things. The music choices are fabulous. I cannot say enough good things about this show. It's amazing. And Ruth Wilson, oh, congratulations on your existence, because I just love everything about you. I love your face, and I love your eyebrows, and I love your voice, and I love every little detail and every little bit of thought that you put into Alice Morgan, because it blows me away. I mean, I loved you in Jane Eyre. I thought that you were fabulous in Jane Eyre, opposite Toby Stephens, but this was on a whole nother plateau of awesome. I mean, please give Ruth Wilson a bajillion and 5 more projects, because I need to see her in a bajillion and 5 more projects. It's insane how amazing she is. Kind of related to Luther, my friend Allison, aka Plays on Words, made an amazing Luther fan mix. It's called Love is Like a Sin. I will totally put the link in the info box. go check it out. Download it. It's all the music that was in the show, plus other songs that just totally fit John and Alice, and it's amazing. It's really good. I can't stop listening to it. It's made me want to rewatch the show, even though I should be doing other things. So thanks, Allison, for making such a good fan mix that you won't make me want to neglect all of my other responsibilities and fandoms. So, Luther, check it out. It's amazing. Number 3, Pirates of the Caribbean on Stranger Tides soundtrack. Now, the movie isn't out yet. It comes out at midnight tonight over here. I know that it's already out in the UK, and I've heard from some people that have already seen it that it's just okay. That there are great moments, but overall the movie's not really a cohesively amazing piece of work. But here's the thing. Jack Sparrow is amazing. I love Jack Sparrow. I just love the character. I love Johnny's take on him. I love the sort of pearls of nutcaseness that drop from his lips. No matter what, I will always be seeing the new Pirates of the Caribbean movie because I just can't get enough of Captain Jack Sparrow. And I'm sure a lot of you feel the same way. All that being said, I'm in love with the soundtrack. I have not seen the movie yet. I cannot make any judgments on the movie, but the soundtrack is amazing. Hans Zimmer and I think it's Rodrigo E. Gabriela is the guitar player who does a lot of the amazing Spanish kind of flamenco sounding riffs on the soundtrack. And it's great. I love it. It's like, 10 or 11 tracks from the actual movie and then all the tracks remixed, and I can't stop listening to it. I listen to it every morning while I'm working, and it's great. So check it out. It's a really good soundtrack. Number 4 on my list is the most recent of the Doctor Who episodes, The Doctor's Wife. Neil Gaiman, bless you, sir, for writing such a beautiful love letter to Doctor Who. I've already talked at length about my love of this episode on my live journal. I'll put the link in the info box if you're so interested. But I love that we finally get to see the ship that the entire fandom can agree on. I mean, you cannot get any truer of an OTP than the Doctor and the TARDIS. It's just, no one else could truly be the Doctor's wife. And I just love that we got to see them interacting as, equals in terms of speech and body language and everything else. And someone on Tumblr wrote that the TARDIS burned up a body just to say hello. And it's so true and it's so perfect. And I love that the episode made me excited and sad and happy and touched and scared and everything that, every Doctor Who episode should be like that. It should just be a combination of all of that. And Neil did a really great job of doing that in his episode. And Saran Jones, who played the TARDIS, a.k.a. Idris, a.k.a. Sexy, phenomenal. A delight. Not enough superlatives out there in the universe to cover how amazing she is. I really hope that she gets into some big project soon because I loved her performance and I want more of it. And even though I guess some people argue that it would cheapen the whole thing, I do wish there was a way for the Doctor to bring Idris back as a hologram or something because I want more of them talking and interacting, and and she was so great, Saran Jones. I'm so sad that you can't be in any more episodes because you were amazing. It was just a fabulous episode. Quotable, touching, moving, beautiful, everything. My hat off to you, Mr. Neil. And number 5 on my top 5 in fandom for now has to be the on-set photos of Andrew Garfield and Emma Stone from the filming of the Spider-Man reboot. I know that I should probably not enjoy seeing them as much as I do because it's a very stalkery, paparazzi, invading sort of thing, and I'm not the sort of person that celeb stalks. I get really into celebrities and I watch everything that they're in and I eagerly anticipate their new projects. But when it comes to celebrities' personal lives or how they work and things like that, I don't like to pry too much because I feel like that's their business and we don't need to know every detail of it. But with these two crazy kids and this movie, completely different matter entirely, and I know Steph will agree with me on this. You and your delicious RPF. Ugh, so good. But yeah, I love seeing all these on-set photos of Andrew Garfield and Emma Stone because, one, they're beautiful people. 2, they seem to have great chemistry. I mean, you can just tell from the photos. You don't even need to see them in action to see how cute they're being. And I really like seeing Emma in her Gwen Stacy getup with the blonde and everything, because I had my doubts when they announced that they were casting her. I was like, yeah, I don't know. I don't like the idea of Emma Stone as a blonde. I don't know if she could pull it off. And then I saw this first photos, and I was like, oh my gosh, she is Gwen Stacy with the eye makeup and the hair and the everything. I can't wait. I'm going to be really upset when she dies in the movie, but I'm going to really enjoy it up to that point. And she just, she looks so fierce and foxy, and Andrew Garfield. And I love all the shots of him sitting on really high stuff, and then all those crazy photos of, I really hope it's him in the suit, because dat ass, right? Am I right? Am I right? But yeah, so, I'm really excited for the Spider-Man reboot. I mean, I enjoyed the first 2 Spider-Man movies. I mean, I don't feel like they were really 100% well cast. I've just never really warmed up to Tobey Maguire. I don't know what it is about him, but he just kind of puts me off. And I didn't know if I really liked Kristen as Mary Jane. But, I mean, they were good movies. They were okay. Let's never speak of the third one. But I'm, like, way more excited for this reboot than I ever was for the first movie, because finally there's a cast that I'm 100% behind. And I'm really excited to see where they take it. I hope that they make Peter the Joker, you know, goofball, really young guy that he's supposed to be. I mean, in the comics, Peter is a raging cornball. I mean, he's the class clown sort of type. And he's snarky and he's goofy and he makes punny jokes. And he's just silly and irreverent. And in the movies, they didn't make him like that. They made him just a little bit too studious and nerdy. And even though that is part of Peter's personality, I mean, he is extremely smart and brainy and bookish. But I want to get more of that playful vibe through, and I feel like Andrew Garfield will be able to do it. I just hope that they, you know, give him that material to work with. Really excited. I can't even, oh, yeah. So, those are Angie B's top 5 in fandom for the time being. I'm sure I will come back to you with another top 5 soonishly, because you all know me and my fickle ways. I latch on to a new fandom every week, it seems. But if you have any suggestions, any recommendations, if there's anything that you would like me to vlog about in the future, give me topics, give me suggestions, drop them in the comment boxes, and I'll check them out. Thanks for tuning in, as always. Check you later.